إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا والسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أما بعد. Today, inshallah ta'ala, I would like to do three things. The first thing is a recap of the evil eye. Just quickly go over what we have learned quickly, then move on to jealousy, which we started last week. The last 15 minutes of our lecture today at 7:15, I would like to share some observations that I made this week. Some observations that I made this week. So let's start with the first part, which is the evil eye. We said that the evil eye is the truth. That Ibn Qayyim said it is like an arrow which leaves the heart of the envious towards the one being envied. The evil eye is established in the Quran and the Sunnah. There are a number of verses which establish it. From those verses, and Allah says, and he, Yaqub, said, O my sons, do not enter by one gate, but enter by different gates, and I cannot avail you against Allah at all. Indeed, the decision rests only with Allah. In Him I put my trust, and let all those that trust put their trust so in Him. We learn from the Sahaba, from amongst them Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma, that he said concerning this verse, he feared for them that the evil eye would affect them, for they were all handsome and possessed beauty. We also learn from the Sunnah of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam a number of hadith. And one of them, a scary hadith where the Prophet said sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the majority of the people from my ummah will die after the decree of Allah as a result of the evil eye. And we spoke in length about the evil eye, the need to protect ourselves, and the evil of jealousy. Then we said there are two types of evil eye. The evil eye which comes from human beings, and the evil eye which comes from jinn. We then talked about some of the effects of the evil eye, so we can identify for ourselves, because sometimes it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would somebody change? Why you have a good boy, a good girl, and all of a sudden they start to become like a, how can I put it, a fake gangster? Why? It may sound funny, but this is the reality of the evil eye. Because someone's jealous of you. You have a good son, a good daughter. You know, when you keep your business out of people's ears, it doesn't mean that your business is out of people's hearts. You keep your business out of people's ears. You don't go to your family when everyone's there. My husband this, my husband that, my husband this, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. You don't go to, to your family, my wife is this, she isn't this, she isn't that. You keep your business to yourself. You internalize it. What do people think, mashallah? Some people get jealous. They don't look at themselves and say, well, hey, my behavior, my conduct is why my family's in the state it is. But they get jealous. And so, we said the evil eye can affect. Then we said, some of the things that we need to take into consideration is making dua for the person by saying, MashaAllah, La quwwata illa billah, based upon the verse in Surah Al-Kahf, in the 39th verse, also saying, Tabarakallah ahsan al-khaliqeen, Allahumma barik fihi, and Allahumma barik fihi wa la tadurruhu. The first one being, may Allah the Blessed, He's the best of creators, O Allah bless it. The second, O Allah bless it and do not make it harmful. Though these are very, very important du'as that we say. We said there are a number of things to take in consideration when it comes to the evil eye. And from those things, as well as making dua, that it is the decree of Allah only if somebody is afflicted. Sometimes people believe they do magic and it works automatically. Magicians understand that it doesn't work automatically, because sometimes people are protected. I remember a brother told me that a Raqi told him, someone does ruqya on people, that this man went to a magician and he said, I love this woman, possess her for me so that she will be mine. So this magician, he sent 2 jinns to the woman. Then later on at night they came back all burnt up. All burnt. So the magician said, what happened to you? Why are you looking like that? And the jinn, they said to the magician, at night she reads Ayatul Kursi. So she has a guardian protecting her. There's a very, very important book, brothers and sisters. It is called Medinan Society in the time of the Prophet ﷺ by Dr. Akram Diya Al-Amari, or Al-Umari his name is. It was published by Triple IT. I'm not promoting Triple IT, but the book was translated, and that was a book back in the 90s, all of us read it. Everybody I know read that book, because it talked about Medina, the Prophet ﷺ before leaving Makkah and coming to Medina and the society that they built. Fantastic book. And every single one of us should try our best to read from the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, because one of the things that we need to have is ma'rifatullah wa ma'rifat al-deen wa ma'rifat al-nabi ﷺ, knowledge of Allah, knowledge of the religion, and knowledge of our Prophet ﷺ, not based upon fables and myths. Some people believe you watch the film Ar-Rasala. You know the film Ar-Rasala, The Message? When I first became Muslim, I watched The Message. And it, made me chop up watching The Message, yes? Because for us who are a visual people, who like to have our mobile phones, and always on our phones and watching something, it was a visual representation. And you saw the Prophet ﷺ, what him and the Sahaba went through. However, certain aspects of the message wasn't true. So Hind did not eat the heart of Hamza. Okay, for example. Another example is, and I was asked this today, Talabadru alayna. Yes, the moon has come to us. Those people who believe in music, they always say one of their doubts is, but when the Prophet ﷺ, someone said to me he went to Taif. It happened when he went to Taif. I said, no, that didn't happen when he went to Taif. He went to Taif. The people of Taif, they stoned him ﷺ. And it said until blood emitted from his feet, it sealed his sandals to his feet. That's what it says. But they claim that when he came to Medina ﷺ, the people came out in the streets bringing their daf, that is a tambourine with no jingles on it, and they were saying Talabadru alayya. It's not authentic. It's not authentic at all. But in that film, the message is there, isn't it? Yes? You see it in the message, yeah? So, it's important to learn the seerah. So we have to know and understand that it doesn't happen without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowing it to happen. If it does happen, it is a trial and tribulation. Ibtila. We also we spoke a bit about sins. We spoke a bit about sins. And sins are like a magnet for the shayateen. They're like a magnet for the shayateen. If I'm a criminal who sells drugs, wa'iyadhu billah, do I want to have people around me who don't sell drugs? No. You may snitch on me, isn't it? If you got your own hand in the honey pot, you can't snitch, isn't it? Like a business. We all work in a shop. And once in a while I take a tenner out of the till. When boss man is not around, yes? The boss not around, I kind of sit my hand into the till and take a tenner. Now, can I say to somebody, if I see them taking a tenner out, I'm going to tell the boss you stole a tenner? Can I? No, it's impossible, isn't it? Because you're a thief yourself. How can you tell the boss man when you yourself are stealing? If you do so, then you're going to expose yourself. The same. Sins are a magnet for evil. Because the jinn and the shayateen don't like to be around good people. Imagine that. If you hate goodness, if you hate, for example, cleanliness, you don't like people being clean and perfume, like Dennis the Menace, the cartoon. Can you be around people who always smell of perfume? No. But if you don't like cleanliness, you like bad smells. You love it when you're around grungy people, isn't it? Yeah? And similar. So sins are the doors are open. We're then talking about trying to identify the person who may have, and we spoke about the hadith about the washing, when the Sahabi commented on the fair skin of another Sahabi, and he automatically went into epileptic fit and a stroke, something like a stroke. The Prophet, he was brought to the Prophet, he said, why do some of you kill other than you? And he commanded that Sahabi to have a bath, and with the water, that ill Sahabi was washed and he recovered, yes? And then we said that inshallah ta'ala there's a number of du'as which I'm going to try my best wa bila tawfiq to get them in written form and to distribute with the brothers. That then, if I remember correctly, we went into jealousy, right? We started jealousy, yes or no? Yeah, we started jealousy, yes? And so, we said that jealousy, linguistically, means to wish to have what someone else has been blessed with, or to take it from that person, or to see someone else with the blessing, and to wish for its removal, or to wish that he has less than it. There is another thing called ghibt, which is to hope to have a similar blessing while not wishing for the removal from that person. So us as Muslims, we all wish that we had the knowledge of Sheikh Abdulaziz bin Abdullah bin Baz rahimahullah, or Sheikh Muhammad Nasiruddin al-Albani rahimahullah, or Sheikh Muhammad ibn Salih al-Uthaymin rahimahullah, or Al-Imam Malik rahmatullah alayh, or Imam Shafi'i rahmatullah alayh, or Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayh, or Imam Ahmad rahmatullah alayh. Yes? Who doesn't want to have their knowledge? We love it. Because we recognize the more knowledge you have, it brings you closer to Allah. Because you know and understand Allah, isn't it? Yes? So we would love to have that knowledge. However, would we like to see Imam Ahmad or any of those Imams become ignorant? We take his knowledge and he becomes ignorant? No. We want him to have his knowledge and his standing and to have that knowledge. And this is called ghibt. Jealousy, brothers and sisters, is a result of hatred. And often it stems from anger. Sometimes in our schools, we have competition. There is a spirit of competition. There's two types of competition in school. There is a good competition where you are encouraged to work hard, to try your best, and to succeed. We go to school not to fail. This is where our young people get it wrong. We go to school to fail? No. But we go to school to try our level best to succeed. On the other hand, there is that negative competition. What is that negative competition? To see who could be the bad man, the rude boy, road man in the class. So he's the one, when the teacher says to do something, he refuses or she refuses. They kiss their teeth. They're always excluded or suspended or in seclusion, or isolation. They're the one, who the first one to smoke in all the kids in the school. They're the one who brings in all the contraband, what shouldn't be in school, they bring it into school. They're the one who's guaranteed to bang a man if they just look at him or her wrong. Yes? This is negative competition. And those people who unfortunately want to compete with the second category of people have lost the plot. And many of our kids are like that. They lose the plot. So while you're at school being a bad man or a bad girl, you leave school with no qualifications, all the geeks are employed. They're making 50, 60,000 while you just scraping by on a dole check. And so, sometimes this competition, it can be a reason of jealousy. And I mean competition such as, well, he's got the Samsung 7, I'm getting a Samsung 8. They got a Mercedes Benz, I'm getting a BMW. Now today, because I always talk about it, I did some research. And I found on eBay, remember I always talk about the blinged up car, am I right? You know, the Mercedes Benz, silver on the outside, bling on the inside. When you open the door you can't see because of all the diamonds and the bling. I did some research on rims. Rims are the alloy wheel that goes onto a car. And I always talk about it all the time as an example of people being reckless in their spending. And I found on eBay, you can buy rims, they start from $600, which is something like what, £500, £450, all the way, believe it or not, to $11,000. A set of these rims, and there's loads in between. Can you imagine from $6,000 to $11,000? We're just talking about the wheel of a car. That's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about the car. Just the wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4. The wheel of the car, $11,000. Can you imagine that, brothers and sisters? Can you imagine that there are some people who come from certain Muslim countries? They double park their car, the car's a Ferrari, it's clamped. They never go and claim the car, just go out and buy another car. I was trying to remember some of the verses of the Quran I memorized, and I came across the verse, يَقُولُ أَهْلَكْتُ مَالًا لُبَدًا. It says how I've just spent so much wealth, yes? And that, when I was reciting that, that came to my mind. That picture of that Ferrari clamped, taken away, and the person doesn't care. I ain't gonna go claim no car, I'm gonna buy a new car. Opulence. And so this is from the things that motivate people. That's why I brought it up. Because, oh, they got this, I want that. He's got this, I want that. We try to mutually rival each other in the dunya. Not indeed mutually rival each other. Jealousy has been established in the Quran and the Sunnah. Allah tells us in Surah Al-Baqarah in the 109th verse, many of the people of the scripture wish that if they could turn you away as disbelievers after you have believed out of envy for your own selves. So they don't want you to be upon the haqq or the deen of haqq, but they want you to turn away. And we hear these verses. But brothers and sisters, the last 2 or 3 weeks I've been doing some research. I'm going to be giving a lecture about atheism. And there's something called New Atheism. They're essentially 4 new atheists who have write books, they're on videos, they have a campaign against religion. Especially Islam. And you know, my age, you expect, there's nothing that can shock you. Am I right? But the hatred and enmity of some people is shocking. Such they hate Islam so much that one of them said that from among the people who have a good idea how to deal with Islam are the fascists in Europe. The fascists in Europe. One of the fascists in Europe, one of the countries in which the right-wing racists have risen, is in Greece. Do you know what the head of the racists in Greece said? Do you know what he said, brothers and sisters? Shall I tell you what he said? He said he's going to make soap out of immigrants. Soap out of immigrants. That's what he said. Where did he get this from? The Nazis. In one of the concentration camps, the wife of the head of the concentration camp, she did heinous things. She made lampshades out of the skins of Jews. They even make soap out of the fat of the Jews. Horrific things I don't think any Muslim could fathom. I don't think any Muslim outside this room, as bad as we have some extremists out there, would never think of taking people's skin and making lampshades or soap from the remains of their fat. But that's what this guy said. But here we have an atheist, Sam Harris, who is respectable. He's a campaigner for atheism. People love him. That's what he said. That perhaps the people have a good idea how to deal with Muslims are fascists. And he himself is a Jew, an Ashkenazi Jew. And so we see, brothers and sisters, that sometimes your jealousy of the people, as we see down the Kitab, is such that some of the people don't want to become Muslim. They want to become Muslim now. Why don't they want to become Muslim? Too much do's and don'ts in their mind. Too much do's and don'ts. But they have hasad for you. Allah also tells us in the Quran, or do they envy men, that is Muhammad and his followers, for what Allah has given them of his bounty? Then we had already given the family of Ibrahim the book and al-hikmah, divine revelation and wisdom, a book conferred upon them and a great kingdom. So here we see these two verses, envy and jealousy. We also, if we look to Surah to Yusuf, we can see the danger of jealousy. Siblings having jealousy of each other. The brothers of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, they sold him into slavery for thamanin bucks, a measly sum. They didn't sell Yusuf into slavery and got wads, lots of money. No, because it wasn't about the money. It was jealousy. And so they sold him. Not only did they sell him, but they lied to their father. And they said that he was taken by a wolf, a vip. That he was taken and eaten by a vip, by a wolf. We see how jealousy can make you lie and cheat. And the dangers of jealousy. Because jealousy here we can see with the example of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, that it wasn't for the money. Some people do stuff for money, am I right? They steal, they lie, and they cheat for money. So you send your son and daughter to the supermarket, Tesco's, to buy some food. When they come back very quick and they say, Mommy, Daddy, I lost the money. It was in my pocket somewhere, I couldn't find it. Yeah? So you tell them off and say, here, here's another £5, don't lose it, because they're crying, you have a little bit of sympathy for them. Don't lose it, bring back, the cassava and the fish, etc. But lo and behold, the kid has the £5 in his or her pocket, and what do? After bringing the food back, they're going to their best friend's house to revise, but on the way to the friend's house, they take a left detour to the arcade, and in they are playing the games and the machines with that £5. Why do they lie? Why do they cheat their parents? They did it for the money. But some people are not motivated by these things. Money means nothing to them. They're only motivated by the sickness of the heart. And one of these sicknesses is called jealousy. So there's also evidence from the Sunnah. Our beloved Prophet told us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, jealousy eats good deeds just as the fire eats wood. Look at that. As fire consumes wood, so does jealousy. Jealousy is the type of thing that keeps you up all night thinking about the person you're jealous of. Jealousy is the type of thing that all is in your mind is how to bring that person down. Jealousy is the type of thing that makes you have hatred and only see bad in other people. Jealousy, as the ulama of Islam have classified it, is a sickness of the heart. Because jealousy is a sickness. It's a sickness. You could be jealous of your brother, you could be jealous of your sister, jealous of your mother, jealous of your father, jealous of your neighbors, wa alaikum salam, jealous of your best friend. It's a sickness. You also learn from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, do not be jealous of one another, nor cut off from one another, nor hate one another, nor desert one another. Rather, be the slaves of Allah as brothers. Look at this. Do not be jealous of one another. Jealousy is like a tree that its roots dig deep into the soul. So much so that when you're jealous of somebody, may lead you to cutting off from somebody. And when you cut off from somebody, it's a justification for you to hate that person. Because of your jealousy. They have something, that you want or something you don't want. Also, our beloved Prophet told us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, indeed my nation will be afflicted with the illness of all nations. They asked, what is the illness of all nations? He, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, replied, evil, arrogance, greed, and competing for this world and becoming distance and jealous, becoming distance and jealousy until there is oppression and then turmoil. Look at that. That's like almost every single Muslim country that has a problem. Almost every single Muslim country, the Prophet said that the illness of the nations are evil, being wicked to each other. Some of us are wicked. No reason to be wicked, but just wicked. Also, arrogance. Some Muslims are arrogant. In my time as somebody who came to Islam, do you know how many people have said to me, when I try to, in a gentle way, correct them, they refuse to listen to me. Do you know why, brothers and sisters? Do you know why? Excellent. I make mistakes, I make mistakes. I say wrong things, I say wrong things. I mispronounce my Arabic, I mispronounce my Arabic. Is that the reason why? No. All these things are my faults, hands up, and I accept them. As somebody who learned Arabic as an adult, I make mistakes when I read Arabic. But that's not the reason why they won't listen to me. The reason why they won't listen to me is because I'm a revert to Islam. What do you know about Islam? And they believe, even though they are ignorant about Islam, they don't even pray or fast or anything, that somehow Islam is a bloodline. You know, the Rastafarians, they believe Haile Selassie because of his bloodline. Haile Selassie was the former emperor of Ethiopia. KRS-One, the rapper, he said, God is a bloodline. Look at that. God is a bloodline from father to father, father to son, father to son. That's how you are God. That's what Rastafarians believe. Haile Selassie, they believe he is a descendant of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam and the king of Sheba. So he has royal and noble roots. And because of this bloodline also, he is a God. And this instills in people arrogance. Sometimes we find because somebody is a non-Arab, we look down upon them. What do you know? You're not even Arab, you don't even know Arabic. This is sickness. And these sicknesses lead to, as the Prophet told us, this destruction. Also we have greed. Greed. People are never satisfied with what they have. They have an iPhone 6, no, I need a 7. They have an iPhone 7, no, I need an 8. They have an iPhone 8, no, I need a 10. They have an iPhone 10, no, I need the next one that's coming out now. Am I right? How many people now, every single day, they're going to the websites just to see when's the next Apple coming out? I know a brother who he's an American, was in America, and he had no job. He had no job. But he was able to make some money. Do you know how he made some money? Shall I tell you how he made some money? I think it was iPhone 5. Before the iPhone 5 came out, some people from a very rich country, won't say the country, they paid him something like $500 for 2 days to sit outside, to camp outside the Apple shop and buy 2 phones. So he was camping out there, think of $500, that's a lot of money. That's 400 quid per day. So he's camping out there, waiting for the shop to open for the new iPhone. When it opened, so it was like a Saturday, he was camping there. Saturday went past Sunday. Monday when the doors opened, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, he's amongst the first people to run in, and boof somebody onto the floor and buy an iPhone 5. Why? Those iPhone 5s in other parts of the world, you know the phone you buy, the iPhone phone you buy. How much is an iPhone 5 worth today? 50 quid? You can't even get them, I think. You have to just give them away. The iPhone 5, when it came out, in certain countries, you pay 400, 500 quid for the phone. In other countries, the phone was selling for 1,100, 1,200 pounds. Why? Greed! Greed! Everybody wants to have it. And also the Prophet said to us, competing for the world and becoming distanced. Look at that. The more wealth you attain, what should it do? Bring you closer to Allah. And I'm going to talk about this point the last 10-15 minutes today. An observation I had this week. The more money you have, it should be going to bring you closer to Allah. Look at our situation. The more money we have, the further away we are from Allah and our deen. Further away we are. Illa man rahimullah, except for the one with Allah's mercy. Look how many millionaires we have in this country. Many millionaires, Muslim millionaires. How many of those guys are first row Salatul Fajr praying their Salah? They're the person, as soon as they wake up in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, they go onto their phone, they go onto their tablet, they use online banking just to make sure the money is still there. That's the first thing they do. They're scared of depletion of their funds. They check their stocks and shares. They don't sleep at night when they hear the Dow has gone down or the yen has gone down. He has to go to the cabinet, pull out his tablets because his heart is beating. Maybe 1,000, 2,000 were taken off his shares. How many, I remember I was in a Muslim country and there was this thing about buying shares, buying shares, buying shares. So everybody was buying shares. People borrowed 10,000, 20,000 pounds to buy shares of companies. There's something they forgot though. The price of shares go up and they come down. It's like Bitcoin. I was into Bitcoin, how many years ago was it? 3 years, 4 years ago? Because I was into computing. So at that time I could have built a computer for myself and made Bitcoin very easy. Very, very easy. But brothers and sisters, there is something sinister about Bitcoins, which I don't want to go through or talk about now.
Please do. 5 minutes.
There is something sinister about Bitcoins. Because the Sheikh, he said I will. Think about it, brothers and sisters. First of all, the Bitcoin, when I was into Bitcoin, well, no, I wasn't into it, I could have made a Bitcoin, was worth $50, $100. I stayed away from Bitcoins for one reason. Who knows what that reason is? No? When Bitcoin first came out, brothers and sisters, it was touted as a cyber currency. Not for investment, as a cyber currency. Why did I go into Bitcoin? Because I'm smart. How am I smart? Bitcoin was used as a cyber currency on what they call the black web. The so-called part of the internet where you can buy illegal things. Does that make sense to anybody? That there's a dark web beyond the government's reach? Does that make sense to anybody? Yeah. If it makes sense to you, then you really need to wake up.
It doesn't make sense, but
yeah, you need to wake up. So I said to myself, I'm not buying a Bitcoin and getting involved in Bitcoins and selling and buying a crypto. The word crypto means what? Something unseen, unknown, uncoverable. How is it unseen, unknown, uncoverable? So what does that mean now? I, Talib Alexander, have 20,000 Bitcoins. Can somebody now ask me questions or can't ask me questions? Of course they can. Look at my face, this face here. Does it look like an innocent face to people or a guilty face to people? It's a guilty face, isn't it? Because I have all the the facial characteristics of a guilty person. I'm black and I'm Muslim. Keeping it real. So now, If someone comes and says, well, you got all this Bitcoin, 25,000, what are you doing, blah, 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 blah. Somebody can easily build a case against me. I end up in trouble. So now, let's fast forward now to Bitcoin. It's gone up £25,000 for one Bitcoin. How is that? Even 17,000, how is that? And that Bitcoin, if you buy a coin or bit of a coin, has that been used in halal? Has it been used in haram? How? Is your buying of Bitcoins, is it speculative? Or is it based upon something? These are the things we've got to think about. If you think you're like everybody else and all the rules apply to you, discard what I've said. But if you recognize you have a unique position in society, then you need to think to yourself, okay, what are the consequences of me doing certain actions? Yes? It's like on the train. When I step on the train, wearing my thobe and the black rucksack, what happens? Automatically, I'm like Tupac Shakur, all eyes on me. Yeah? All eyes on me. If I just flinch like that, people are just jumping in their seats. Yeah? My local train station, only in the last, let's say, last 2 months, every time I use the train, what would happen? No? This train, this station, is covered by CCTV camera. Please report anything suspicious that you see. Every time I enter that train station, that will go off. Why? Why? Is it a coincidence? Am I quote unquote unlucky? There's a reason for everything. Every time I enter, it's that. Back in the 90s, after September the 11th, when a couple times I went West End, as soon as I enter into the shop, what do I hear? Code 9, code 9, code 9, security code 9. What the hell is code 9? Now, I agree, I accept, I'm paranoid. Yeah, I'm paranoid. And at times, maybe I have delusions. But I'm a type of person who likes to join the dots. So I say about Bitcoin. That's the first thing. To imagine that one of the most powerful governments in the history of this planet has no idea who is or what is buying and selling Bitcoins is ridiculous. Also, the Bitcoin that you are buying, a portion of it or the whole coin, you don't know if it's been involved in haram, you need to be careful. Also, it's speculative. So you can spend 20,000, 5,000 of Bitcoin today, boom! Tomorrow is worth £1. What happens to you? And this is what happened in that country. So people, they spent, a man will go to the bank and get 500,000 of their currency from the bank and buy shares. Overnight shares dropped. And that's another thing. Sometimes shares are just like those guys in the street corner. You see them with dice. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Hey. 6, yeah? And he put his last £5 on that 6. Yes? So what happened? One day the shares are up and the bubble bust. Do you know in that country how many people my age and older had heart attacks? You couldn't go to emergency because there's somebody there with a heart attack because he spent his money on shares. It was absolutely ridiculous. People had high blood pressure. Why? Because he borrowed $500,000 from the bank, going to buy shares, thinking he could triple, quadruple, and pay the bank back. I still have a bit of money in his pocket. It didn't work that way. Same with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin a month, 2 months ago was 25,000. How much is it worth now? Last time I saw it was 17,000. So what happened? If you bought a coin for 25,000, it's now down by 17,000. £8,000 gone off your coin.
It's like 13.
Yeah. And then what happens? 13 now. Look at that. And on top of this, the only people who do stocks and shares are those people with excess money. If you're broke, no joke, on a gyro, you're not going to take your £30 and 44 pence and put it all on stocks and shares. You're not going to say, well, boy, let me buy some shares in Apple computers. maybe tomorrow it double up. It doesn't work like that. Investors, they put $1 million on this shares, $1 million here. If they lose $1 million, they still got another $1 million. And even if they lose all their money in stocks and shares, they still got property. That's not our situation. So, I just wanted to mention that because of this issue of competing for this world. And then, the Prophet told us about jealousy. Being jealous of each other. Because this person has a nice wife, who's religious, who helps him, or she has a lovely husband, who's religious, helps them. Maybe, unlike other men, this husband changes the baby's nappies, babysits the kids, makes her a rojo when she's feeling hungry. Other people become jealous. And we see this in our community. Brothers and sisters, there is a difference between jealousy and the evil eye. For jealousy can be a reason of giving the evil eye. However, they are different. While both of them, the person is focused on somebody because of some reason, something they have, and they wish them harm. However, there is a difference. The one who gives the evil eye may do so without being jealous. They may not be jealous of the person. There may be somebody who is tested with the ability to have evil eye. They see something that amazes them. Boom, they give the evil eye. They may have jealousy in them, and that's why they may cast the evil eye on somebody else, whether it be human or animal. However, the jealous person, and jealousy is more general, does this because of anger, or they see somebody with something that they themselves want, or they don't want it and they don't want that person to have it. So jealousy is more general than the evil eye. The evil eye is specific. Now there are 3 levels of jealousy. 3 levels of jealousy. 1, to wish that the blessing the person has is removed. The most dangerous form of jealousy. So somebody's been blessed with a nice Mercedes Benz, blinged on the inside, silver on the outside. You want them not to have that car. So you're jealous of them. You're even prepared to call the police and say, I just saw a stolen Mercedes Benz. So the police will come and remove that car from that person's person. So the first type is not wanting that person to have that blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is impermissible. The second is to wish that somebody doesn't have the blessing. The person dislikes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given that blessing to somebody, and he wants this person to be in a weak state of poverty or of ignorance. And this is impermissible. So Allah has blessed somebody with knowledge. You don't want that person to have knowledge. You want that person to be ignorant of the religion. Or Allah bless that person with wealth. You don't want them to have it. You want them to remove that, yes? And that blessing to be upon somebody else. So if somebody has wealth, I don't want that person to have it, no. I want somebody else. I want my man to have it. Somebody's been blessed with a beautiful wife, or blessed with a handsome husband, nah. I want my man or my girl to have it, not that person. That person, I don't want them to have anything nice. Yes, have a horrible, dusty old husband. Yes, that's what I want for them. So the blessing to be removed from that person and given to somebody else is impermissible. The third is what we mentioned called al-ghibt, which is to wish that somebody has something and you have it as well, without it being removed from them. And this especially in the case of knowledge and the case of wealth. Now, here's an important note. It doesn't mean that, mashallah, Jay-Z has 200 million and I wish I had the same amount of money as him. Yeah? So I can do the things he does. So I can buy myself a jet, buy myself, you know, a Bugatti, a Rari, a Lambo, Mercedes, BMW, Aston Martin, a Rari, I forgot Rari of course, have a house in Bedford, a house in London, a house in here, da, da, da. And the lifestyle. The only difference is while he has alcoholic champagne, I'm having non-alcoholic champagne at my parties. And you live this opulent lifestyle. That unfortunately drives you away from the deen, because you've got no time thinking about prayer when you got, you know, got Mercedes Benz on your mind. It's not like that. But you rather that you had wealth, so you say, okay, I wish I was a multi-millionaire, just like that brother. So the masjid needs money, bam, here's a check. You with me? Or you want to show off a little bit, you go to the masjid here, sign it, date it, you give the masjid a blank check here. Yeah? One person did this. Because their teacher, their leader, somebody opened a center to commemorate their teacher or leader's legacy. So the person, he donated a blank check to show that, put everyone in there, it's for my leader, yeah? So we want people like that. We're multi-millionaires, am I right? And they spend their money in good. Not spend their money just chasing the Kardashians, yes? And that's the problem with us. If we have money, you know how people are. When you're watching the Kardashians, all you're doing is screwing and cussing. Look at them, if I got money I would never do this, I wouldn't buy a house like that, I wouldn't spend my money on nails, I wouldn't. Then when you get the money, you're worse than the Kardashians. You're worse than them. You go double. This is our reality. Allah tells us in the Quran, and for this, let all those who strive, who want to strive, that is, hasten to do good deeds and obey Allah. So if you want to strive to do good deeds, then strive for it, without a doubt. And never think from my words that I want Muslims to be broke and poor. I'm not a Sufi tasawwuf, yes? One of the Sufi quote-unquote saints, he was asked, how did you acquire knowledge? He said, from an empty belly and a naked body. Some of the mystics, the Sufis, they went into extremes. And this is not the topic of our discussion. They went into extremes. How do they go into extremes? Sufism is influenced by Buddhism. We all know that. Am I right? In terms of some of the beliefs and some of their actions. So Buddhists, like Hindus, because Buddhism comes from Hinduism, they have monks or gurus. And the guru is a poor teacher that goes around with a begging bowl. Buddhist monks are not supposed to be killing innocent people like we find in Burma. They are supposed to be religious people who go around, they humble themselves by begging. Begging in their religion, not in our religion, humbles the person because you are needed other people. That's what they beg. Same in Hinduism, they have the same thing. This thing was taken on by Sufis. So in some extreme cases in the Muslim world, you find a Sufi sheikh, not these days. The Sufi sheikh is the most richest person these days, yes? He's rich. But some of the old Sufis, they took this on and they would be traveling poor people, begging and asking for money. Because they believed it made you have humility. The Naqshbandis, their leader, in his book he says, be Allah's dustbin. Exact words, be Allah's dustbin. Meaning, whatever people throw at you of bad, you take it in out of humility. Yes? People are bad and horrible to you, take it out of humility. This is what they believe. So you've had Sufi mystics who slept with the dogs. Slept with the dogs. And dogs in the Muslim world is not like here today. Our country, some dogs sleep better than we do. Some dogs are better than us, You eat when you can catch a bite. Some dogs in this society, they have breakfast every day on time, lunch every day on time, and dinner on time. And they're not fed pedigree, chum and dog food like that. No. Prime rump steak. When was the last time you had prime rump steak? You're sitting there like, oh boy, rump steak?
I don't know what it is.
Woo! Steak! In the Muslim world, the sad reality is people eat meat outside of chicken, which is newly domesticated in the Muslim world. The time of our forefathers never had chicken. When you were little, do you have chicken? Do you have chicken in your country?
Yes.
Many countries didn't have chicken. It's a new thing.
Only eat.
On Eid. And that's the thing. Many Muslim countries, the only time they ever eat meat was Eid. Between Eids is dal, cassava, fufu. That's what they eat. Root fruits. That's what they had to eat. This is the reality. So, sorry?
They eat orojo.
Orojo. Well, of course, without the meat in orojo, yeah? Sometimes a little bit of fish. So, no one is saying for Muslims to be poor and broke, no joke, yes? As I say, we're not Sufi mystics. I'm not saying, like the extremist Sufis, like I said, they will go sleep with a dog. So in the Muslim world in those days, in the medieval days, dogs would live on the outside of the city, not in many countries today. You go to Africa and Asia, not like over here. You know, some dogs are in a better situation than human beings. The dogs live on the outskirts, far away in the bushes. So they would go with the dogs and sleep with the dogs and eat their food to have humility. This extremism. And they go without hunger. Why? To feel pain and what they call jur. So in the books of the Sufi mystics, you will have chapter, the benefits of jur, the benefits of hunger. Why? Because they go into extremes. You'll find some of the mystics, the Sufis, in Salah, the Quran will be recited and they will collapse. They hear the verses of Yawm al-Qiyamah, be on the floor convulsing. Keep in mind, our beloved Prophet ﷺ never ever convulsed when reading the Quran. Nor did the Sahaba. So what specialism that they have that they didn't have? These mystics, what kind of fear they have of Allah that the Sahaba didn't have? It is zero. They don't have fear. They go into extremes. So I'm not advocating that we become Darawish. We go out there on the high street of Bedford. Please, mate, can I have 50p for a cup of tea now? I'm saying to our young people to strive. But never forget one thing, that your money should be at the disposal of the deen. Not at the disposal of the dunya. This is where we get messed up. So a young brother gets 20,000, 25,000 job. What's the first thing he does with his first wage packet? Before that.
You go and buy a nice car.
Now before that. Excellent. He got him one. Nice clothes. He kicks out his wardrobe. Giorgio Armani suits, Gucci belts. That's the first thing he does. Kit it out. Suits, trousers, tops, shoes. I was getting there. Shoes. Subhanallah. Allah bless me, my shoes cost I think £10. £10. Alhamdulillah. Some of the young people, if you say to them, here, I'll buy you a pair of trainers for £10. What's their response? Loud that, fam. It's not happening. The young person rather walk on the streets barefooted than wear £10 kicks. Look at that. Look at that. If you say to, I said to a young person, look, I'll take your phone and give you, if your phone was taken and you're given a break, what would you do? Rather not have a telephone. That's their response. Look at that. And this is why? Because you put your money at the disposal of the dunya. No one is saying you can't have an iPhone 8 or iPhone X or Samsung 8. No one's saying that. But keep everything in proportion. So soon, and this is us, especially our community. He just got a job, so the first month's salary is on the clothing. £1,000, £2,000 just on clothing. Second month, car. Yes? He doesn't. The second month of his job, it could be redundant the following month. But he goes out and buys a car hire purchase. Yeah? Buys a car. Is this car something to help him get around town? No. He's buying his car, it's a partnership between him and his friends. He drives it, they just look on. Jealous, yes?
So.
That's what he does. And you see it in London. Parts of London where you have a Muslim population, the young guy has his car, it's all decked out, you know, it's a normal Volkswagen, he gives it like, you know, he gives it like bumped up at the back and he gets it all styled up and some rims. What does he do? He goes driving around town like this in his car. Window down, looking to see who's looking at him. Yeah? Drives around. Sometimes they're so desperate. You know, Sainsbury's in East London has an indoor car park, yes? They go to Sainsbury's driving around just to see if they can find a crowd of people who will look at his car and say, wow, look at his car, yes? And Eid time is a time to have festivities and be happy with your family. What's their response? Broke no joke goes out and hires a car you know he doesn't own. Hires a Ferrari, Lamborghini, a Bugatti, a Bentley, Wraith, Rolls Royce. He don't own it.
Maserati,
all these type of cars, and he drives around all them. He comes to Eid in the car. Pulls up. Yeah? Pulls up his car so everyone can see he's driving a Maserati for Eid. Comes in, starts praying in his Giorgio Armani suit. Then off he goes after Salah. He's the first one to leave the Musalla. Pay in mind. He doesn't leave to go, no. He's the first one to leave. He sits in his car, just revving his car. Just sitting there, revving his car up. Calling people, listen to my car. Listen to my car. That's someone who's lost the plot. You lost the plot, brother. The game was going straight. You know, it's like the guy who got so carried away with the football match, he started scoring goal after goal after goal in his own team's goal. He didn't care. He just wanted to be striker. Don't want to share the ball. You know when you're young, you play football. Then people, you pass the ball to him, that's it. It's all his. He hogs the ball, as they say. So he just wants to score goals. He doesn't care. I'm scoring, yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 goals. Brother, it's in your own goal, not the opposite people's goal. In your own goal. And that's what happens when you get immersed into the dunya. So brothers and sisters, so we say to the young brothers and sisters to strive to have businesses. As a community, we're not people of broke, no joke people. We're people of entrepreneurs. Always have been, inshallah, always will be. We're people who don't believe, and I always say to the young people, don't have this mentality like many people have, I'm going to go to university and work for somebody else. You've lost it totally if you do that. But say, I'm going to university, I'm going to do a specialism so I can work for who? Myself, yes? Get yourself a skill. Don't go to university and get something academic. It's nice to study something academic, yes? Something that you feel that you can benefit the literary society, yes? But get a skill that you can do something for yourself. Not go to somebody and say, Massa, can I have a job please, Massa? But when it comes to Friday, Massa says to you, there's no Jummah. Yes, sir! Yes? Like a slave. Those of you who saw Roots, you saw that. Like a slave. Some of us are like slaves. Boss says, no Jummah, not even a struggle. Yes, sir! No Jummah. That's not how a Muslim should be. We should develop skills. No one say even get a degree. Develop skills. There's so many skills you can develop without a degree. When I was younger, there was no way to find out information except for the library. Now the internet is there. If I want to fix a door, go to the internet. If I want to fix plumbing, go to the internet. It's all there. So find something that you enjoy, that you can do, that you can share with the community. That you can make some money, put back into the community. We're sick and tired of people on the dole. I go to some Muslim communities, everyone's on the dole. That's why when the shiuch come over here, you can have all the lessons during the daytime. Look at that. Here we have a country where everyone works from 9 to 5. You're having all the sheikhs lessons from 9 to 5. Nobody think about that? Never thought about that before, did you? Yeah? Go to Saudi Arabia. If you have a lecture between 9 to 3, nobody will attend. Why? Everyone's at work, even the shiuch, they're the university teaching. All the kids are in school or college or university. Who's got time to attend? No one will attend. Unless it's a holiday. You get it? But over here we have lessons from 9 to 5. When people should be working, that's indicative of our situation. That certain communities, most brothers only got 2p, and that's what they rub together. You know, you get 2p, it's an expression, you rub together, that's what they got. So we should put ourselves in positions where وَبِلَاهِ تَوْفِيقٍ, that we can employ each other. We can employ other people so they can come and work for us and see how do Muslims deal and treat each other. And this is an important thing, and so we said. So we gave 3 types of jealousy and the causes of jealousy. We'll quickly start the cause of jealousy now. The first cause of jealousy is a lack of contentment with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. This is a big problem in our society. You give someone an iPhone 8, you think they'll be happy? What's wrong? Because he wanted an iPhone 8. What did he thought it was? iPhone 10. Not content. When I was young, what did we get? Nothing. We used to have 20p pocket money. Someone had the audacity, he deserves a slap for that. Well, when you were young, crisp and everything was cheaper. So what? We had 20p and it stretched. Not like kids these days. Kids these days, you give them a fiver, what do they do with the fiver? They save it? Nah. They go Subway. Yeah? They don't get like a half foot with a drink, a meal for £3. Nah. He wants to buy a foot long. He wants to buy 2 drinks for him and his man. He wants to buy biscuits, cookies as well for everybody, so £5 doesn't stretch. But you thought you were just feeding your children, not the whole dunya. Yeah, I'm feeding my kids, I'm not feeding everybody else's kids. But this is because of lack of contentment. Secondly, hatred and enmity. If you have hatred and enmity for people, it's easy to be jealous of them. You don't like people because of the way they look at you, or the way they look, or the things they say. Very dangerous situation to be in. Also, to be amazed with yourself, that I can do no wrong, I'm always good, I'm the best, I have no faults, no one can fault me. Yes? It's a big problem. Because this may cause you to steal or even kill somebody. Allah tells us in the Quran, do you wonder that there has come to you a reminder from your Lord through a man amongst you? So, a man, the Prophet ﷺ came to us to guide us. He's like us. But the Prophet ﷺ had the best of manners. And from his manners was to be content and never amazed with himself. We learn so many things. The Prophet has been blessed with Jannatul Firdaus. Did it stop him doing worship? Look at us. If we knew that we were going to Jannah, what would our first response be? The instinctive response. Boy, that's it, good. It's time for Salah, I'll do it later, man. I was told that part of the Muslim world, there is a tribe of people who believe that all their future and past sins have been forgiven. They're in Jannah. So a sheikh went to them and told them to pray. They said, why should I pray? I'm going to Jannah anyhow. Look at the devil's deception. Rather than, okay, you're going to Jannah, I'm going to work twice as hard to go to a high level of Jannah. No, I'm going Jannah. Catch back. There's no halal and haram for me. I can do anything. Why? I'm going Jannah anyhow. See a devil's deception. Is that the response of the Prophet ﷺ? No. The Prophet, even though he was going to Jannah, he was the foremost in ibadah. Number 1. Putting us to shame. Also, brothers and sisters, when you have, as I said, unhealthy rivalry between people, especially in society, such as people who have businesses, this can cause jealousy. Sometimes, brothers and sisters, in trying to make money, people become jealous of each other. Rather than working together, they become jealous of each other. You see a brother, a good brother in the community has a business. Do we say, man, I want that brother to succeed? You know the brother's here in the masjid, his funds are going into the masjid. He doesn't just support the masjid with his funds. He supports the masjid with his time and his energy. Do we say, yeah, I want that brother to succeed? No. Our response is jealousy. This is dangerous, brothers and sisters. Extremely dangerous. When a brother has a business, you should be the foremost in supporting his business, promoting his business, wanting good for his business, because every good you want for your brother, inshallah, will come back to you. And so, I want to stop there now to just talk about, what time is it? 1:30, am I right? Beautiful. I want to talk about something which leads on to one of the themes I spoke about today. I had a discussion this week with some Muslim girls. And this was the nucleus for a khutbah. Our beloved Prophet, he told us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that perhaps a person is prohibited or stopped in his provisions, his rizq, because of his sins. To us, this is counter-instinctive. Why? If I want to make money, what's the ways I can make money? Well, how can I make money?
It's to get a job.
Besides work, I want to make a good bit of money. What do I do?
Sell drugs.
Sell drugs, one. What else? Fraud. This is real. You're being real with me. I want it real. I don't want I'll go work. Nobody believes by working 9 to 5 you make money. Am I right? Young people don't believe that. When there was a rise in 2011, a researcher of gangs, a British man, he did research in gangs. He went to them and they said, look, you have two choices. You can work 40 hours a week, making £300, or you can work 2 days a week, selling drugs, making £300. Which would you go for? Young people go for which one? The drugs. Easy money. And this is being inculcated in them. And I'm going to get to that in a second. So if I want to make money, I'm not going to talk about working for Tesco's or Sainsbury's. It's going to be in haram. But there's another avenue that Muslims today are considering. And I don't think anybody here would have guessed it. YouTube is another thing. Go on YouTube, spit some bars, though most people on YouTube are whack anyhow. But you go spit some bars, monetize your videos, yeah, you make money. But this is counter, look at our instinct. Our instinct is run to haram to make money, isn't it? Look at that. I want to make £2,000. I'm not going to think of halal, I'm going to think of haram. But the Prophet told us that perhaps a person, the rizq, won't come to you because of haram, because of sins. And I use the example of a person dying of cancer and he takes a paracetamol. You take a paracetamol, you got a headache, take a paracetamol, the headache goes away. Does it cure the cancer? No. Cancer is still there. The cancer is still there. And so, our young people, one of the things, and it's a mountain for us to climb, is to get them to realize the blessings of having a halal rizq. Because in my discussion I found that some Muslim girls believe it's okay to take their clothes off in those particular clubs. We have little ears here, so I won't be explicit. And if you look at the rap videos, every rap video, what do you see in the rap video? Isn't it? So Nicki Minaj, what does Nicki Minaj do? On a pole, rubbing up the pole. I don't think she can go up the pole. She's not that agile. But you see that. They see somebody in the club, and what's the guy doing? He's making it rain. So Drake went into one of those clubs, $25,000 apparently, and he made it rain. Can you imagine that? £20,000 in the space of 5 minutes. Just standing there, and like that, throwing it on women, like that. Our young people see that, what do they want to do? They think that's dumb. It's like when you smoke cigarettes. Imagine you are smoking, you are burning up your money. That's what you're doing. You're taking it, if I took a £10 and lit it like this and watch it burn, everybody in here would think, the brother's gone crazy, am I right? But that's what you're doing with a cigarette, isn't it? You're buying something which is smoke. Smoke. Smoke is an element of fire and you're burning it up. So our young people, they see that and they see these videos and they look glamorous. Every rapper has a video like that where he's in the club and he's like this. I just saw one young boy with a pocket of one piece do the same thing. Had no pounds, so he made it rain with pennies. This is what's imprinted in their mind. So it's bad enough the young boys, they want to get £1,000, £2,000, probably the only £2,000 they've ever seen in their lives, and go to a club and do this like they're a big man. I remember I saw a clip on the news, and Robert Mugabe's sons were in South Africa. Here we have in Zimbabwe, one of the most independent African countries, an independent African economy, and the leader, the father of the revolution, his sons are in South Africa doing what? Watches worth $20,000, $30,000, and they're pouring on it $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 bottles of champagne over it. While in that same country, his people are starving. Can't even find cassava to eat. And cassava is a food, that's a root food found everywhere, isn't it? Yes? Cassava is easy to grow. People can't even get cassava, they're starving. And there they are in the clubs, burning money per second. Our young people, they see that and that's what they want to be. They don't want to be just a normal guy. They want to be that guy. Then we have our daughters. They're seeing these videos. They don't say, I want to be like the guy with the money in the club, throwing the money. No. They want to be like that woman who takes their clothes off. This is the sad thing. Someone said to me this week, I'll be honest with you, sir. If it weren't for the deen, I'd go and do it. If it wasn't for the deen, she'd go to the club, take her clothes off. She said, sir, just imagine. You there and you can make the salary of a doctor. Because all that money that's thrown on you, you pick up the money, apparently, put it in your pocket, it's all yours. Forget the issue with haram money. They're not hearing that. But they're thinking, man, quick money, easy. Look how Islam protected us. How many Aishas, Fatimas, Laylas will be in the club right now as we speak today? What day? Saturday evening, am I right? Saturday is a groovy day, isn't it, yeah? How many Laylas will be up there? Amna's up there. Like that girl who went to the Drake concert and Drake called her out. Muslims getting angry because Drake called the girl out in the concert. Why is he picking on a Muslim woman? Question, what the hell is she doing there in the first place? Why is she a Muslim girl? Identifiable. What are you doing there in the first place? Have you got no shame? Nobody asks that question. And so could you imagine how many different Laylas and Fatimas and Aishas will be in that club while it rains 10, 20, imagine that money, no barakah on that money. No barakah. Money with barakah, when you spend it in halal, there's reward for you. No barakah, you might as well burn the money, the same thing in terms of reward. But we have Muslim girls who will do it. They would be in there, but the deen saved them. And all they can see is the glamour. They see Nicki Minaj, and they think it's glamorous. Not glamorous at all. It's a hard, exploitative life. But they don't see that. Because all our sights are set upon is money. Our sights are set upon money. And we have this thing, which 50 Cent said, get rich or die trying. Get rich, doesn't matter. I want to be rich. Try your best to be rich. And if you can't get rich, you die what? Fi sabilillah, seeking knowledge, We heard Abu Hatim al-Razi, Abu Zur' al-Razi, two great scholars of hadith. They traveled thousands of kilometers, so hungry they passed out just for one hadith. So hungry, can you imagine that hunger? That you collapse out of your hunger. Your body, your system just shuts down. Eyes shut down, ears shut down, arms shut down. Your whole body shuts down and you collapse. So they traveled for hadith. Not to make money, not for business, not for trade, not for fame or fortune. For the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, to preserve the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. That's where they traveled. But look at our situation, brothers and sisters. Look at us. Wa alaikum salam. That we would just ignore the honor and the status Allah has given us as sons and daughters of Adam. And some people come from a good family, mother and father are present, trying their best. But because we love money, we love dunya, they're willing to do anything for this money. And so I just want to spend the last 10 minutes talking about that. There's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Brothers and sisters, don't be like that person with cancer who uses Panadol to cure him or herself. That is, you look at this dunya thinking I can make money, let me get rich and die trying. Die trying to serve the deen now. Die trying to serve shaitan in the dunya. Don't be like that person. But be somebody who's firmly fixed. Governed by Islam, governed by a moral code that makes you place the akhirah and being a servant of Allah first and foremost. If there's any questions or clarifications from today's talk, we'll take them. Otherwise, we say Jazakumullah khair till next week. Okay. So if the sisters have any questions, they can write them down. We'll entertain them.